Sunday Mass. It is Sunday, February 23rd at 3 p.m. In nomine Padre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Hey, everybody. Great to see everybody on this Sunday. How are you all on this beautiful day? In New York, it's almost 50 degrees. So we're getting a little bit of a respite from the freezing cold and horrible weather, the dirty snow and the ice everywhere. It's just been a brutal, depressing, and horrible winter. If you know New York, and I know a lot of you do, and those of you who don't, New York is great in the spring and the fall, and in the summer it's a hellhole and it stinks, and in the wintertime it is just a frozen tundra of misery. It's a horrible thing, but we've got the Bashers, and that's what's great. Dave Fahrenheit 451, number one. It's incredible how many times you've been able to do that. And look what he says. Please bless the less fortunate than me. So that means he gets to pick whoever it is. Now we got Scotty Love. We've got Julian. We've got Hitesh, Kevin Landon. We got Panel Power. Dean is here. Crackerjack Sunday Mass. He's eighth in Sunday Mass. Let's go through there and you see, you can pick out whoever wants to get it. I sent Ray his custom Basher of the Day, a tune from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, in case you didn't know, Raphael. It was fun to do. It's just, I did it this morning. I was like, I'll bang that right out. It took like 4 hours. The things you do for bashes, the things you do for bashers, the things you do to bash. Whatever happened to Ray, that delicate, satin draped friend? The incredible Tim Curry. Wow. When was the first time any of you guys ever saw the Rocky Horror Picture Show? Or have you never seen it? It was kind of a big thing in New York when I was a kid. There's a very famous theater on 8th Street in Greenwich Village called the 8th Street Playhouse. It is no more, sadly, because New York University has bought up almost all the properties around Washington Square Park and throughout the village. And they took over the 8th Street Playhouse, which was a shame. It was an operating theater for 100 years. And they were the most famous for playing at midnight every single Friday and Saturday, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. So me and my friends used to go there and see it. And we got into all the talk back and the throwing of things. And it was a real community fun thing. And great songs. Incredible songs. Richard O'Brien, the guy who plays Riff Raff, was the composer for all those songs. Amazing, amazing stuff. And its legacy continues. It's a great show, and I loved it. Scotty Love, they call him Dr. Love. Scotty Love. It's amazing stuff. Renaissance says, quiet people have the loudest minds. They do. Isn't that the truth? When somebody doesn't say much, that wouldn't be me then, because I'm a chatterbox. I could talk a dog off a meat truck, as they say. Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Very interesting. That's probably what really happened at the end of the day. But you know, whomever drinks of the water that I give him shall never thirst, but the water that I give him will become in him a well of water springing up to eternal life. That's awfully nice. I don't know where he gets all these, but that sounds relatively biblical. We need to stand up and become a united front against a common enemy. It is important for us to not, I mean, you're preaching to the choir, Sir Julian. You know, I think about all the people in my life that I love and people I respect. And sometimes we differ on opinions. And unfortunately, some people let it choose to divide us. I try never to do that, because regardless of people's sway one way or another, there's nuance in between there. And finding that nuance is the most important part. Because when you love somebody and you care about them or you respect them or any of those things, it's a shame to have to let go. It's a shame because of a difference of opinion, whether right or wrong. Whether right or wrong. We're not always right. We're not always wrong. And sometimes there's common ground that we can find that keeps us together, and that's a great thing. You know, unfortunately, in this is probably the only time in my life where I actually fear for the instability of the world. You know, I'm a big Star Trek crazy person, and if you watch Enterprise, which I've gone on and on how it's my favorite Star Trek show, and it's my favorite show because it's parables, it's great almost sermons in it. They talk about everything from the dismantlement of borders. They talk about um, having no currency. They talk about, there's an episode which very controversial, called Cogenitor. And the Archer and company run into this super advanced race of folks, and he meets this amazing captain, and this captain takes him out in his little auxiliary ship to go deep into the corona of a local star, because they've developed the technology that can withstand the heat and all that stuff. And Archer's so amazed by it, and then he invites them to dinner, and he says, well, we can't right now because we're having a child. And he's like, oh, that's great. How long has your wife been pregnant or whatever? And so it's like, oh no, it doesn't work like that. We have a third gender in our race, and the cogenitor is somebody who gets passed around to couples looking to procreate, and they treat that cogenitor as if they're not a person. They don't give them school. They just use them for what they're good for, and then they throw them to the next couple. And that doesn't sit very well with Trip, who's the engineer of the starship. And he goes to find out what it's about, because it's, we don't understand things like that. So he meets the cogenitor, who at first is very standoffish, like, why are you trying to even talk? Why would anyone talk to me? It doesn't make any sense why you would talk to me. And he gets to know the cogenitor. There's no gender assignment, he, she, whatever. And they talk about that too. And he starts subliminally teaching this cogenitor history and language. And it turns out that the cogenitor is extremely smart and capable of everything that their main race of people is capable of. So it's a pretty fantastic thing. How I got on that, I don't know. But yeah, I just think we're in a world so divided right now, because everybody's like, this is how I feel. That's how you feel. I'm smart. You're an asshole. That's wrong, because it's not true. Not everybody is the smart one, and not everyone is the asshole. They're just not. There's nuance in between that and common ground for us to not disengage, especially if somebody's valuable to you. And I've had to deal with that with friends and family. Like, I can't believe some people believe some of the stuff, and they probably can't believe some of the stuff I believe. But there we go. The world is divided into 3 types of people in business: those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, and those who wonder what happened. That's amazing. That is so true. People who make things happen. Those who, proactiveness is, it's not innate for people. It's not something that everybody has. I learned, like, when I was young and, trying to get a record deal and things like that. I remember reading a story about John Bon Jovi, and, he's an amazing proactive businessman. He's a guy who makes things happen. I was a guy who watched things happen. I was not a guy who wondered what happened. Things happen. So I've read this article, and it was, John Bon Jovi he had a single called Runaway. She's a little runaway. Dun, 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 that thing. And he didn't have a band yet. He was a solo artist, John Bon Jovi. And he had a song on a local radio station called WAPP, and they were playing the song, and then all these labels started to get interested. Well, he was about to sign with Atlantic Records. And he said, I bet you I could figure out a way to make this even better. So he walked over to Polygram Records. I think it was Mercury at the time. Actually, it's Mercury now still, and Polygram is gone. But he went over there, and he said, hey, my name's John Bon Jovi. Can I speak to somebody in A&R? I'm about to sign over with Atlantic Records, and I just want to see if you guys are interested. So he sat down with this guy named Derek Schulman, and he pitched his case. He said, listen, I've got a top 10 song in local radio. People are really gravitating towards what I do. I'm getting a deal over at Atlantic. It's pretty good, but I think I can do better. Would you be interested? He listened to a bunch of his songs, and he signed him on the spot for like double what he was going to get from Atlantic. So I was an intern at WEA, Warner Electra Atlantic, at the time, because of my friend Meme. And I knew one of the A&R guys, and I was in the building. So one day, we were getting signed to Polygram Records. And we had a deal on the table, but we had to get rid of our German record deal first, which we signed when we were very young and stupid. And I walked into this guy named Jason Flom's office. Jason Flom is a very famous guy. He signed Tori Amos, Why Can't Tori Read? He signed Twisted Sister and a slew of Atlantic acts. Too numerous to mention. Winger, too numerous to mention. So I knew Jason. He knew me because I worked in Atlantic Metal. And I walked into him. I said, "Hey, do you got a minute?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." I said, "I know I have a band, and I know you came to one of our showcases, and wasn't, you didn't know if we're dealing or anything. I just want to let you know that we're over at Polygram Records, and Harry Palmer is going to sign the band." And he said, "Oh, congratulations. That's really good." I said, "Listen, we have a deal with a German company. They have to buy us out. It's this, that, or the other." And I sat down and I stated my case to him. And while it didn't work, he was really impressed with the fact that I was he goes, "I'm really proud of you for doing that." He goes, "I don't see you guys on this label, but because we were more kind of like traditional metal, we didn't have big pop songs." And he just said, "I don't see you guys on this record label," but he says but cheers to you, man, for being proactive and taking the lead. Because he goes, lawyers and managers, some of them just don't have the balls to walk in. He goes, "It's very cool." And I waited outside his office. He was on the phone smoking a cigar, and I waited until he got up and I knocked on the door. I said, "Hey, Jason, do you have time for me? I just want to talk to you for 5 minutes." It was a very, very cool thing. He went on to become a very, very famous person. Now he's involved in heavy duty charities and stuff like that. He's out of the record game. But yeah, that happened. And it's interesting that you could stand by and watch the world go by, or you could try to make stuff happen like the Bashers. Like I was going to just watch it go by until people kind of made me get proactive. So yeah, I agree with that. And thank you, Julian, for those words of wisdom. Hiteshi's in at number 4. Congrats, fellow Canadian Andrew Wolkowicz. What did he get? He didn't get number 1. Did he? No, Dave Fahrenheit 451 did. But Andrew Wolkowicz is in for $5 Canadian. Give a like. Subscribe and be a Patreon and a blessing. Be kind, or if needed, do unto others before it's good. Do unto others before they undo to you. How genius is that, man? We start out with the super chat gong, like always. Andrew Wolkowicz. Great. That's pretty damn great, I have to say. Kevin Landon's in at number 5. Happy Sunday to Dirk and all the Bashers working today. So I'll catch the replay and enjoy the next 2 days off from work. Congratulations. You deserve it. You deserve to take a break. You deserve a break today. So go out and get away to a certain fast food chain. Stay safe and be good to yourself. Definitely be good to yourself. Big news today. The Pope is not doing very well. And listen, in my lifetime, this is the greatest Pope. I'm Catholic. Greatest Pope we've ever had. This is a guy that is free from scandal and free from bias. He's a loving, beautiful person who walks the way of Jesus, and he tries to, live a life of how he won't wear the Prada shoes. He sleeps on a very simple bed, like he's done. He's from Argentina, as originally his family is Italian, which kind of worked out. But I hope he's okay. Double pneumonia. So the Vatican statement this morning, on Sunday morning, the Holy See's press office said Pope Francis had a peaceful night in Rome's Gemelli Hospital, where he is being treated for double pneumonia. Yeah, they said he had a respiratory event, and which included asthma. Now that could be like a mucus blockage. It could be inflammation. It could be a lot of different things. Asthma, as you know, is an inflammatory pulmonary disease. So yeah, I wish him well, because he's a great man. He definitely is the best one we've ever had in my lifetime, for sure. And the future of the church is a very, it's a big organization. Catholic Church is a pretty big company, the biggest art holders in the world. Ridiculous amounts of money and pageantry and all that stuff. But finally, they got a guy in there. And Pope John Paul II is a saint now, even with his relatively checkered past. But he was a good man. People can change. And I think he was a pretty good guy. I don't know about Ratzenberger, but that's another thing. Dean says, Crackerjack Sunday Mass. Ooh, look at that new hairdo on you. You're looking very kind of prison sexy there. I'm 8th in Sunday Mass waiting list. Hopefully, I get the call soon. You get the call every time, baby. Melly C, the beautiful Melly C, is here. Happy Sunday, Father Dirk, and all the Bashers. Hope you all have a blessed day. And to you, my sister. Daniel Gutierrez, hello, Bashers. Just saw the preview to Black Bag. Blanchett, Fassbender, Brosnan. Woo-ha, what a cast. Yeah, I saw the trailer too. It looks great. And finally, has Michael Fassbender picked a project where it's just not shit? Because he's so good. And, I watched that agency show, and it was... I watched two very convoluted shows. That one and the Dublin Murders, which was just God folklore stupid. And there was some Samhain crap in there. I don't know what's going on with that. But the Fassbender thing was just so espionage confusing after a while. It just got boring. And he's terrific. And I think that guy is a terrific actor, one of the brightest actors we have. Could be a future Oscar winner. He's that good. He's been picking. I think he tried to get into the action genre and it just backfired him. Don't know. iBashers Sunday is here again. Upvote and subscribe. It's Mart and Bronson. Hey guys, great to see you. Thank you. It's right down there if you hit the little upvote. It's great. Thanks for everybody who upvoted like crazy on Friday. We had a really fun show where we talked about all kinds of things, but there's a couple of parody shows out about us, and when they keep it in check, it can be pretty funny. Sometimes it gets a little over the line, but live and learn. But that when you're out there, you're out there. So we were talking about like my Clarence stuff, and they were making fun of me saying I wear makeup and all this stuff. And we'll talk about this because I have a Dear Dirk today, which I think should be really fun. And there was a bunch of them, and I picked this one because it was so appropriate, and I think it's funny. Don't get me wrong. I laughed at a lot of it. So it can be funny. It can really be funny. Ray, whatever happened to Ray? Ray, move your tea towel holding arses. That water ain't gonna hold back for much longer. All right, kiddo. You sound rawr today. Mr. Joe LaFaro's here. Blessed be the Bashers. Indeed, Joe LaFaro. It's great to see you, hon. Andy M. Good evening, Father Dirk. Wishing you and yours only good things. Only good things is something that we try to do. It's the only Sunday show that I know of where we're trying to do only good things. Trying to keep it real, trying to keep it kind, because kindness is free, man. You can dole that out as much as you want. Yesterday, I was in a relatively good mood yesterday, and I had a dental appointment. Now, my dentist is technically in Long Island, but it's just over the border. Queens is in Long Island. Brooklyn is on Long Island. Long Island is a big strip of land next to New York City. Bridges that go there, subways that go there. But then if you want to go out to Long Island, you have to take something called the Long Island Railroad, which is very convenient. And the subway system was doing some work in my area, so it took a really long time for me to get there. But man, Saturday on the train, which is not something I normally do, was just so loud and so noisy, and there were so many kids, and I had my earphones. I was doing my Italian lessons, and I was trying to turn it out, but these people were out of control. So I was like really testing my patience, but I was in such a good mood that I was able to just ignore it until I got to the railroad where there was like you can buy your tickets on your phone now, which is something that I do. But the line was so intense to get from the subway because there's all this construction to get to, I had to take like 3 trains to get there. So instead of it taking 35 minutes, it took an hour and 45 minutes. Anyway, long story short, I could not get to the platform where my train was departing from because there was so many people waiting to buy tickets at the booth and the window. And I was thinking, man, you could just buy your tickets on your phone. Everybody's got and everyone's on their phone doing this. And finally I was able to get through, but then the stairs were busy and everybody was stopped on the stairs with their phones. So I got off there, went through the station, took the escalator down to the street, went around the block, and went up the stairs that goes directly to the platform because I couldn't believe how hard it was. But still, I was in a good mood. Only good things, man. You just got to test your patience. Just try to keep it cool. But man, the people on their phones that are blocking the thoroughfare of traffic drives me bananas. I'm surprised people aren't getting killed by cars more often because they're staring at their phones. I see people staring at their phones. I see people texting while they're driving. And it's just, I take pictures of them. Just, I'm not going to do anything with it, but just like look, I got you. Just want to be that kind of a dicky guy. It's annoying, but only good things. And we'll practice what we preach because it's Sunday. It's starting a new week. I have a rough week this week. I have court with Rose on Tuesday, and just hope God's looking out for her, and the truth will set you free. And we have the truth on our side for my beautiful, beloved Rose, who we all take care of and do our very best to make sure she's comfortable in her 87 years. And they're just some bad people that are trying to ruin her. And what we're trying to do is just trying to tell the judge the truth. And, it's ugly. It was so bad that I posted something on Facebook, on this local Facebook Long Island City. I'll mention this. The Long Island City group. It turns out that this Long Island City group is run by a bunch of new Long Island City people. It's not the people I've lived here with for 35 years. But anyway, I posted this thing, sign this petition because our neighbor Rose is up against this and blah, 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 blah. And they took it down. And I wrote to the guy, I said, why was this taken down? He goes, it just doesn't look very good for the neighborhood. I said, but this is how you get people together to do the right thing. And then I found out that he knows DL. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's what's happening here. It was really pretty ugly. So anyway, that's my story for this week. I hope you guys are well. And thank you, Bashers, for tuning in on Sunday. Let's see who else is in the room just to get going. Kyle Pena's here. Saw it freshman year in high school. What did you see freshman year in high school? Oh, you saw, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. Very cool. Mr. Fitzsimons is here lighting a candle for all the Basharisti, followed by a Monte Cristo. Enjoyed Sunday. Hope you're having a nice sherry with that. Look, it's going to be a quiet night. Daniel and Drew B are asleep. Oh, are they? I like how he says night when it's like dead afternoon for me, but yeah, it's fine. I got up kind of late today. I got up at like 9:30, 10 o'clock because I was up so late last night. It's really bad. I'm really staying up far too late now, and I don't know why. Andy M says, Supertramp, Breakfast in America, outstanding album from a brilliant band. I couldn't agree more. When I was young, it seemed that life was so logical. Amazing album. That album was huge when I was a kid. God, that record was, every song was all over the radio. Amazing. Dean says, hey, David. Joe LaFaro says, wow, I haven't thought about the Rocky Horror at the 8th Street for a million years. Do you remember that? I probably went to that at least 20, 30 times, Joe. Remember how great it was? It's right next door to a very famous recording studio, which thankfully is still there, called Electric Lady, which was invented by Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix built a studio in Greenwich Village, and like all the Kiss records, Led Zeppelin records, Lady Gaga uses that studio. It's a great underground studio. I've been in there twice. I've never worked there, but it's a beautiful place. I mean, it's like a real old-fashioned studio. Andrew Wolkowicz says, I watched the Rocky Horror Picture Show once at my brother's years back, saw a nipple slip. My brother rewound the VHS to see it. When he asked how I spotted it, I said priorities. Was it magenta or was it Susan Sarandon? I mean, this is one of Susan Sarandon's first movies, if not her very first. Oscar-winning actress Barry Bostwick, the incomparable Tim Curry, Little Nell, and I forget Magenta's real name off the top of my head. Oh, God, I used to know it. But everybody in there, and of course, Mr. O'Brien. It's just a party, Janet. Damn it, Janet. I love you. Andrew, that must have been a long time ago, VHS. Think about the stores we used to go into, like Blockbuster or whatever your video place was, and it was lined with VHS tapes all over the walls. It's like record stores. Those things just, and I remember once, because I'm a digital nerd, walking into our local Blockbuster and saying, man, this is not going to be here soon. They're going to be able to figure out a way for us to pull up any movie via the internet. Within 5 years, it was gone, which is nuts. 20 years back. Yeah, definitely 20 years back. Could be worse. Could be Betamax, which was the better format, but it lost. I'm going to sneeze. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah. There are three types of people in the world who see, those who see and learn, and those who don't see at all. That's very true. It's very true. I like to watch and not in a weird way. Well, what's weird nowadays? Who even knows? I don't know. Ray says, thank you. Thank you. You're welcome, baby. You're very important to us. You know that. Twisted Sister, who are you? What are you going to do with your life? Oh, yeah. Who are? What are you going to do with your life? Now, Twisted Sister are from Queens. They're from here. Long Island and Queens. That's a band that I never gave a shit about. I mean, I don't care. I don't dislike them. I think Dee's a fine singer. I think that the whole look was very stupid because I was already a Kiss fan. So anything else to me just seems ridiculous. But having said that, they've been around just as long. They were like my sister, who's 10 years older than me, had seen them at some club called Beggar's Opera, which was famous. I think it was in Queens. It might have been on the Long Island border. I don't know, but a lot of bands used to play there. They just took longer to make it, but and then they eventually got huge for not a very long time, but they still toured for decades and decades and decades. You know, Andy M says Pope is now in early kidney failure. Ugh. I heard whatever he had started there. So I don't, you're never going to get a straight answer out of them, right? I don't think so. Just check the mail. No show. Not to worry. I check again after the show. Love you. That's there. How could it not be there? I sent it. I did. Let me see. I can't do that. So hold on. Let me double check. I sent it like an hour ago. Yeah, about an hour ago. Sent. Let's see. Yeah, to Ray. The title is Absolute Bashers. A little Frankenfurter for you, dearest Raphael. Yeah, you should have it. I don't know. Just like who filters your mail over there in the West? In the West. And DM says prison sexy. It does. He looks prison sexy. Hey, that's a look. It's a look. I met JP too when I was a young girl. Did you? How cool is that? I've definitely never met a Pope, but that's pretty amazing. Wow. Did he travel to you? He was, God, man, he went everywhere. John Paul went everywhere. He was all over the place. Vasilios P, good evening to all. Sorry, I'm late. Well, better late than never. Great to see you, Vasilios. How are you? How are you? Facebook, is that still a thing? Who cares? Yeah, listen, Facebook is a place where you go and you praise, Donald Trump, or you go, it's a very, very get off my lawn kind of platform now. And that is the main reason why I'm rarely, if ever, on there. I still have my account because there's people on there I truly care about. I try to stay away from it because it's so polarizing politically. And there's no one's measured on there. They're just full on get off my lawn. If you don't like it, move out. There's a lot of that crap. I don't know. Andrew says, if we ever have a solar flare that knocked out cell phones and the internet, somebody will sit on street corners yelling at clouds because they can't get Google how to self-delete. I know. It's true. Dirk, perhaps you are staying up late to subconsciously get yourself on Italian time. It's not going to happen that fast. I wish that were the case. It's definitely not it's not this year. This year is reconnaissance. This year is all of those things. But it's definitely not going to be a move situation this year. It's just not possible. Too many things in my orbit right now. Dave Fitzsimon says, hey, Dino, hope you're good, buddy. It's great. Andrew, hope we don't get a solar flare. My audio streamer will not work. I will not sleep tonight in fear of a solar flare. Yeah, but you have all that amazing music you can just play. Think about that. Think about how convenient the world has become where, I have all this amazing vinyl. I never listen to any of it. I have zillions of CDs. I never listen to them. If I want to pull up something, I pull it up, and I don't even care anymore that it's crappy MP3 audio. It's just I want to hear the tune and stuff. I haven't had when I get to do my studio, redo my studio in Italy and all that stuff, I will set up the place for like great audio because I miss it. I've just gotten lazy like the rest of the world. So I hate it. I hate it. Andrew says, Dean, I heard in 1856 we took a hit, and if we had electric power, we would have lost it for about 10 years. Wow. Anything could happen. Asteroids can happen. Maybe the Great Reset is something that we all need. I don't know. The beautiful Jocelyn Bittenbender. She's just beyond ridiculousness with her kindness and sweetness. Just the other day, she sent me a letter, and she's like, hey, I found a bottle of Quercus. I'm like, oh, God, Jocelyn, you're too nice. Oh, I hope you come to Italy and hang out for as long as you want when I'm over there. We'll go to the beach, we'll go drink wine, we'll go do all that stuff. because you deserve some love in return for the amount, like that great line in The Wizard of Oz. It's not, you are not judged by how much you are loved, but how much you are loved in return. And you are so loved. Thank you so much. Joe LaFaro. Oh, I have a twisted sister. Can you tell it? Do you want to come on the show and tell your story? You can. A twisted sister story. Uh-oh. I'm curious now. Andrew, you're full of knowledge. No worries if it's next year. A meteorite's going to land on my He says, well, we just had a near miss 2 weeks ago. It was pretty close. And, you have to worry about our magnetosphere because that shit can pull the stuff. Our gravity can just suck it in. I don't know. Who knows? He traveled to our town, kissed the ground. All us Catholic school kids got the day off. Of course you did, because the Pope's in town. Dirk says it won't happen this year. Then he'll win the lottery in 20. But, dude, listen, if I won the lottery, I told you what I'd do already. It depends on the amount of money, right? The first thing I would do is I would make sure everybody's got money, because who needs all that money? Nobody needs to pay for everybody's taxes and bills and dead credit cards and all that shit. Everybody in the universe. Do a big Bashers thing. Go get a place in Italy. Take Rose with me and just leave this nightmare behind. Because you know what? The Great Reset, that would be great. You see these people go, oh man, I won the lottery, and 4 years later I was broke. I moved to Vegas. I gambled. I was doing a lot of blow. I was like, man, no, that's not what you do with it. First of all, you lock that money up. You draw interest off of it. You live off of that. First, you take a bunch of money and just pay off everybody's stuff. So everybody in your orb has a comfortable life and maybe a little bit extra. Wouldn't it be great to do that George Clooney thing where everybody opened up a suitcase at his dinner table and it was $1 million in there? I mean, how great is that he did that? It's amazingly great. The Carrington event, solar flare set all the telegraph lines on fire. Yeah, it could happen. Listen, we have our star is I mean, imagine if that's why every time, because I'm a big astronomy nerd, you see all the closest stars to us are all red dwarfs, and they're much, much smaller and cooler than our sun. Ours is a main sequence star. And it's not extremely active in terms of solar flares and all that kind of stuff. But all the ones that are really close to us, like Alpha Centauri and Barnard Star, the closest ones, they're all red dwarfs. So they're all really cooler. So their Goldilocks zone is way closer. Like Mercury would be the most habitable place for them because there's no heat. So it's very, very low. But the other problem is that they have all these solar flares, and they're all of that activity is stripping whatever planets have of water or an atmosphere or any of that stuff. So it's unlikely that any of the stars in our near neighborhood, which is not so near, but it's celestially extremely near, they're not viable. They're not viable places. So we're just super duper lucky that we have the kind of star that we have, because it's a main sequence star, and they're pretty cool. Pretty cool. Yeah. So that's the story with that. So I've got a Dear Dirk for you today. It's back in the first time in a long, long time. And let's get that going. This is Dear Dirk. It's been a while. It's time to bring it on back. Dear Dirk, Dear Dirk, Dear Dirk, Dear Dirk. Very cool. So this letter is from Midlife Hair Crisis. It's a pretty short one. It says, Dear Dirk, my hairline is retreating faster than my kids when the restaurant bill arrives. Every morning I look in the mirror and see my forehead expanding like a slowly encroaching desert, swallowing up the last few brave follicles clinging to life. My barber has started using words like mature and distinguished, which I suspect are just polite terms for tragically thinning on top. So here I am at this crossroads. I don't know what to do. Do I take the noble route and shave it all off, embracing my fate like a warrior who has seen battle and lost? Or do I cling to the remaining strands with the depression of an aging playboy, carefully sculpting what's left onto my something vaguely resembling an almost full head of hair? I'd really appreciate your advice before I start Googling best comb over techniques in a moment of weakness. Yours truly, midlife hair crisis. Oh, listen, everybody goes through some kind of thing during the aging process, be it thinning hair, weight, of course, bad skin. Lots of things can happen to us. Mobility, the inability to be as active as you used to be. But we're talking about superficial things, and all of us are capable of being superficial in some way, because you remember what you looked like when you were 18 or 19 with your big thicket of hair. I love whenever you read literature, the term a great shock of hair. That was a term that people used to use a long time ago. And you know, I don't know if it's nutrition or what it is, but people are saying that it's all genetic. It has to do with your mother's bloodline, not your father's. But yeah, it's crazy, you know. But first of all, you should know that a receding hairline is nothing to be ashamed of. It's a natural part of life for many people. And while it can feel like you're losing a piece of your identity, it also might be the perfect moment to reinvent your style, to embrace a look that's uniquely yours, and embrace the change. Think of your receding hairline as a setback, not as a setback, but as an evolution. Many confident men have discovered that owning your natural look can be very liberating, whether you opt for a closely cropped style, a buzz cut, or even a completely shaven head. The key is to wear your new look with pride. After all, confidence is your best accessory. It's the best one you could sport. Revamp your grooming routine. We talked about grooming on Friday's show. The streams made a lot of fun of us for a lot of different reasons. It's funny. And, having great grooming habits is not, they were saying it's very gay, and that's ridiculous. Invest in in refining some grooming products and habits. A skilled barber can help you find a certain cut that flatters your face shape, works with your hairline better than against it. Don't be afraid to experiment with different styles until you discover the one that makes you feel your best. And just look at all of the people throughout time in Hollywood, famous people, singers that opted for the other route. We all know that Hollywood isn't short on characters who try to mask their receding hairlines, their age lines, with Botox and with Rogaine and with wigs, etc. In fact, some celebrities have been famous just for their toupees, so much so that insiders have joked that sometimes they resemble a dead possum, and they cling desperately to this look that they had. Like, you think about guys like Jason Statham, and I think Bruce Willis was the first guy to come out and shave his head, because moonlighting, you could already tell he was losing his hair, and he made bald sexy and virile, and without all the other crap. But then before that, you had Sean Connery and Burt Reynolds. Those guys all wore toupees. Sometimes changes in your hairline could be linked to stress. It could be nutritional factors, and it might be worth talking to your doctor about your overall health, a balanced diet, vitamins, exercise, stress management. People lose their hair all the time because of stress. And then consider your options. If hair loss bothers you more than it should, there are several avenues for you to explore. Over-the-counter treatments like Rogaine, et cetera, et cetera. Professional hair restoration. There are people, they take a slice out of the back and they move it to the front if it bothers you that much. And that's your decision. It's better than the toupee route or wearing hats every day. Many men have found that embracing their natural look, though, is far more empowering than chasing after their youthful perfection. Ultimately, the most transformative change happens from within. Learning to love yourself as you are is a journey worth taking. What might seem to be imperfection can, in fact, be the very trait that sets you apart from everybody else. Embrace your hair. Cut it short. That's my opinion. Cut it short, and just let it go, because you just need to keep your head high, literally and figuratively, and let your true self shine through. I think that's the best bet for you. Why not? What's the point? Like, in my particular case, my hair went gray when I was very, very, very young, and they're making fun of me the other night because they said they could see bald spots. But what that is actually is my roots, because I color my hair because my hair is freaking gray, and it has been forever and ever and ever, and I color it. it's something I hang on to every once in a while. Like in the summertime, I'll shave my head and I'll go for the salt and pepper look. But like when I don't do my roots, and I'm like, I'll show you the whole thing, and I don't care. I mean, it was funny. I laughed at it. You guys that made fun of me the other night. And that's fine. It's it's just you can see my roots through here because I need a touch up because it's a pain in the ass. The upkeep is hard, and gray hair can be colored. That's not a problem. Balding is a different story. Weight loss can be changed. You can go on a diet. Some things are permanent, some things are not. For me, it's always the up and down, plus 20, minus 20. Wintertime, I make a lot of soups, I make a lot of breads, I eat a lot of pizza, we do a lot of stupid stuff. And then the spring comes around, I'm like, I'm fat, and the only thing you could do is grab it by the horns and just start exercising. And which I started about a week and a half ago because I have some stuff coming up where I don't want to feel like a total fatty and get down to like my goal weight is always 150 to 158. That's where I sit really, really well. And like I'm 168 right now. Again, I always wind up at 168 when I become lazy and I'm not on top of it. So I know what makes me feel best. And you know what? I should probably just shave my head and go for the salt and pepper look as I approach my 60s. I should just let it go. I was in a band. That's why I learned about cosmetics, and I learned about, not that we're walking around wearing makeup and eyeshadow and mascara and any of that stuff, but we were wearing everybody on TV does. Like if you're a news anchor or you're on a television show, all those people are all wearing makeup. Every single person that reads your news, they use eye drops to get their eyes really white. They use a foundation, they use powders, they use all kinds of stuff to be presentable on TV. And if you're going to be on TV or YouTube or wherever it is, don't you really want to make a nice, and I'm speaking to them directly because they don't show themselves anyway. But if they were on camera, it's a totally different ballgame. You have to have lighting. You have to have, I've got green screens that I can change to make things more interesting, to try to keep the show more lively. A lot of these streams are just talking heads, so they'll just talk. But guys, if you ever decide that you want to go on camera, you have to invest in good lighting. And this lighting is harsh. It's harsh. But in order to control that, you use some software, maybe some tints, things like that. And also, like before I do the show, I always just make sure that I'm pretty well groomed. I have a little bit of moisturizer on to keep my skin looking good. And I use eye drops to make sure my eyes are nice and clear because it just looks better on camera. There's nothing wrong with looking your best on the street, or, you can leave I'm sure those guys are all doing their streams in their sweatshirts or their hoodies, and they're probably wearing sweatpants or pajama bottoms or something like that. And that's fine when you don't have to put the camera on. But when you are making a presentation for yourself, have a little bit of pride and just go for it, And if you look good on camera, you look good on camera. I could look way better. I want to get that 20 pounds off and I'll look better. Maybe I'll shave my head. I'm getting rid of my beard within the next month. It's over because it's starting to get warm here. And I don't want to do another summer with the beard. Don't want to do it. But that's it. Midlife hair crisis. Be the best you could possibly be because you deserve it. And you didn't send a picture along with that. But bald is beautiful, man. And it can be very sexy. And believe me, men and women, whoever's attracted to you, they find virility way more sexy than somebody who's got a wig on. So. Dear Dirk, dear Dirk, dear Dirk, dear Dirk. First one in a long time. It was really fun. And I hope you get started with that this week. And, ask your people, ask your loved ones, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. Andy M says, get Faraday bags for your spare and old devices. Keep your old microwave ovens. They have built-in cages to keep radiation into the new ones. Do you want to know what kind of microwave I have? I have a Gold Star microwave that my sister Pat gave me 100 years ago. It's teeny tiny because I don't really use it other than heat something up quickly. And Gold Star is now known as LG. That's how old that is. So it's nuts. Get a shoebox. It's good for keeping hair in. I have both my long hair, because I had very long hair down to my waist until 1997, and I cut it off myself in my bathroom, and I put it in a shoebox, and I have it. And then in 2023, I had grown my hair back out, and I grew it the longest it's ever been. I grew that to my waist again from during the pandemic. I don't know why, just because we were going to tour. We were going to, we had a new album that came out, Destroy All Humans, and I wanted to look cool and not like a banker. So my hair got really crazy long, and I went to the barber, and he cut it off, and I rolled that up, and I kept that in the box too. I mean, I should get rid of it. Everybody says you should sell it, but my hair is color treated. And if you color treat your hair, like wig companies don't want to buy it from you. So that's the story, but multiple hats. Yeah, you could do that. Buy multiple hats, back and ear comb over or not. It's in your genes and look. No worries. Get a hair transplant. Yeah. If you want to do that, you could do that too. I know two guys who did it, and it worked out pretty well for them. I think so. William Shatner, he's been wearing a wig his whole life, right? Oh, his whole life. Ben Kingsley, bold and sexy. Fuck yeah. Patrick Stewart, super bold, super sexy. Jason Statham, Bruce Willis. There's so many baddies out there. The guy with the really deep voice from those Furious movies. He's a sex symbol too. Yul Brynner may have been the first to make bold sex. That's probably true. Yul Brynner. And Telly Savalas, Who Loves You, Baby. That's right. It's a great look, especially if you go out and you get yourself a tan and you keep yourself fit. It's a great look, and I don't know why it shouldn't be a problem anymore. It's just, it's just another thing. It's not a big deal. But if you get a toupee or bad weave or any of that stuff, it never looks real. There's a couple of politicians that are always on TV here, and they're like, oh my God, look at that raccoon on that guy's head. And everybody knows it. That's the worst part. If it makes you feel good, that's one thing. But if everybody can tell that you're wearing it, just looks like you're super duper vain, And vanity is a problem for all of us. We want to lose weight. I color my hair. We're all vain to a degree. I've met very few people who don't have a little modicum of vanity, and that's okay too. You just want to look good for yourself and for other people, Andy M says, lots of little rabbit tattoos all over the forehead from a distance. They look like hairs. Yeah, that's a problem when you see the tick, 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 to the sewing machine look. Andy M says, I'm bold and I don't care. I'm on the inside looking out. There you go. What a great attitude that is. Yeah. Ray says, if you do any seafarers courses, you are taught how to use a sextant in the event of satellites, etc., and systems are down. Fact. Well, sure. That's what all the mariners did, right? Yeah, I mean, now it's imagine the great pilots from the World War II. Those pilots were way better pilots than the automated guys from now. When you've got an Airbus and a Boeing that flies the thing by itself. And I'll never forget the L-1011 was the first airplane that could land itself. Caught at the ILS and went right in there. We rely too much not on skill, but on computers, and that's bad. Speaking of bald and sexy, it's him. I'd rather do 2 hours of missionary than standing in line for equipment at a gym. Well, if that's available to you, but talking about a very handsome, sexy bald guy. That's Andrew Olkowicz. Dean, Andy M, funny you say that. My friend had tattoo dots, millions of them. It looks like hair. It works. Really? Wow. Yeah, looking good always makes me feel better. Definitely. There's no way it doesn't make you feel better. And Jocelyn nails it. Putting a little effort in and working with what you've got, That's all you can do. Try to stay as fit as you can if you can. Like I practiced yoga for years. I got in the best shape of my life. Then the pandemic happened. The yoga studio closed. And then I became a fat ass again. And it's just that my body naturally wants to be 20 pounds more than I want it to be. It's just the way it is. If I'm not on top of it, I loved going to yoga. I did hot yoga, 90 minutes of that. And I loved it. You sweat like a beast. You drink gallons of water while you're in there and you walk out of there all kind of spaced out. I loved it. And and it was right around the block. So I had no excuse. And it also got me into this getting up really early thing, which was really cool. Drew B says, such great advice. I don't know if it's great advice, Drew B, but it's advice. I just think listen, We were all beautiful when we were young, even us ugly ones. Everybody's beautiful. Youth is beautiful, and you have, mostly, unless you have a severe weight problem, most people have all their hair and all that stuff. Youth is just beautiful. As we get older, we have to figure out the methods and the things. We make a little bit of effort to keep our weight at a place that flatters us the most. Our hair flatters the most. Our skin that flatters the most. There's nothing gay about it. Guys know who you are. It's just about having a little bit of self-respect, and that's it. As long as it doesn't get too stupid, you just don't want to go overkill. Like now everybody's overdoing. I'm not a big fan of a lot of tattoos. I'm not a big fan about piercing. I don't mind if you have a couple of tattoos. I have one that I got 100 years ago. That's from that Paul designed for me. I've had this forever. I got this like a month or two after we met. And it was on a Valentine's Day card, and I got a tattoo. It's the only tattoo I ever had. It's the only tattoo I'm ever going to get. I'm not against tattoos, but when people have them all over their neck and their face and their hands and their stuff, it's just like, I don't know, on your face. Why did that ever become a thing? I don't particularly like it, but that doesn't mean that other people don't think it's just a big bang boom. They love it. And that's possible too. That's possible. But it's, there are a lot of things you could do to just make yourself look like the best you. And that's the advice. And that's all. Andy says, I'm too stingy to pay for that level of work. Clippers last years and years. They do. They last forever, Andy, was that Dear John aimed at you? No. I don't know what Andy looks like. Not at all. Sharon is here. Hi, beautiful. Now, here's a girl that doesn't have to worry about anything because she's just gorgeous. And she's a grandmother. How is that possible? Look, she's doing something right. We should all follow her. Mart says, exercise is the only way I stay trim. I always exercise 5 times a week, weights and running, and have done so since I'm 15. I can't do a 4.32 second mile now, but I just keep at it. See, little things that keep you happy. Joe LaFar says, happy Sunday, Sharon. Everybody's happy. Hey, Joe. Kojak. Right, Kojak. Hey, Sharon. Everybody's happy to see you in the room, sweetheart. It's great to see you here. Be funny if somebody used CGI to have a raccoon peek out of somebody's hairpiece. I mean, if you think about all the guys in the 70s and 60s, they all wore hairpieces. So many famous actors wore them. It's nuts. And now it's cool, but now it's cool. You don't need that at all. At least you cannot get head lice and dandruff, and they're positive things. That's for sure. You can't get that. But you can get crabs, right? Which are crabs and lice the same thing, or are they different? Because one's got a really dirty connotation to it, and the other one doesn't. One is things kids get in school, and the other one is because you saw a prostitute. Which reminds me of a funny joke from 30 Rock. Dr. Spichemin, incredible. I forget the guy's name. He's an amazing comedian. The guy's talking to him, and he says, he goes, I've got, he says, you have a STD. It's not a big thing. He goes, so we could, not an STD. I forgot the joke. I'm going to ruin it. So whatever it was, but the tagline was, he goes, oh, it's nothing to worry about. You can get that anywhere. I myself get them from prostitutes. I did a day course on moisturizing as a lot of time at sea, and the most ungayest guy, of course they are, because they're telling you how to protect yourself from skin cancer when you're out on the road there. Just crazy. No one knows if you have scurvy. Oh, it was crabs. That was the joke. He goes, I'm sorry, but you have crabs. He goes, how did I get crabs? He goes, oh, you probably got it from your children at school. He goes, I get them all the time from prostitutes. It's terrible stuff. I did send you photos at sea, no moisturizer, at sea with moisturizer. Okay, cool. I have it. I have it all ready to go. Andy M., my beard is 8 to 9 centimeters long, and my head hair is a 0.5 millimeter long. Trying to compensate. Maybe I'm just lazy and hate shaving. I hate shaving too, but you know what? You get back into the routine. You know, it's also fun when you decide to go clean shaven, which I'm going to do within the month, and I have all the stuff. You get the great cream, the great brushes. I love Pro Razzo. That's the one that I like to buy the most. It's very cheap. I have a great brush, getting nice steam, and get it all together. Of course, you just buzz it all off. You clipper this junk off first, and then you make sure you're in the steamy in the shower, and then just use a great brush to get in there really deeply, because then it'll make your shave really smooth, and your skin will look great. And then use a little bit of aftershave. I of course use the Pro Razzo here, which is great. You can't see it because it's green, but this is the Refrescante Dopo Barba. This is the best one. It's so nice, but use the one of your choice. It's got to have a little bit of alcohol, close up your pores. It's great, great stuff. Anyway, it's time for our favorite part of the show, the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublimely absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Okay, Ray, I'm looking right now to see where you sent me this. Why do I have problems with your email? Did you get your song? Please say you did. I just got an email from you that says, just text, no need to knock, and get the dogs involved, which is great. I'll start out with that so we can talk about it. Did you send it to me? You sent me you with moisturizer and you without. I don't see it. It's not here. Just text, no need to knock and get the dog. I agree. Send me what you got, Ray. And we'll get right to it, my friend. I'll start out with, okay, ready for this? The update, my friends. This is from the Daily K. This is from Drew B. And, she's out of the woods and all that stuff, but, life goes on. This little corner of her ear here, let me present this to you guys. She's going to have a little clippy clip off the end of her ear because that was from frostbite. Because our beautiful Kay, obviously she got hit by a car or whatever terrible thing happened to her. But she was out in the cold, and it's cold where he lives. And that little tippity tip has to get snipped off. Doesn't make her any less beautiful. She's still so beautiful. And a lot of cats have their ears clipped to let people know that they've been neutered. And you couldn't possibly make her less beautiful than she is. And Drew B, did she get it done already? But she looks like she doesn't feel anything because she looks like she's just having the greatest time ever. And she is, because she lives with Drew B and his family, which is amazing. This is from Morton, who was big on the show the other night. Thanks for your great shows. I just love them. Attached are some pics of my 14-year-old dachshund doggy. The kids named him. His name is Doggy. Best regards. Keep on bashing. Morton. Thank you, Morton. Let's share the screen. Oh, look at this beautiful. My sister has a dachshund. His name is Tibble. Oh, look at you, you beautiful. And I think they're about the same age, right? Carrie, how old is Tibble? Pretty old, right? Oh, Drew B says we're just letting it fall off. Okay, that's the plan. I guess right? This is Doggy. Hi, Doggy. Oh, he's beautiful. My sister has one of those long-haired dachshunds, and he's a bit of a nut job. Oh, what a beautiful pup. Oh, thank you, Morton. Oh, look at this. Look at him having the grand old time out in the sun. That looks very beautiful. Your home is gorgeous. Wonderful. What a beautiful place to relax. Beautiful green spaces. Thank you, Morton. How nice of you. And thanks for coming on the show the other night. That was really great to have you. Really was. Vasilios, just having a Toscanello. He sent us an ad, but that's okay because it's Vasilios. I don't know what this is. I don't know anything about cigars at all. But there's a warning in Greek. The Toscanos. Those are like those little cigarello things, right? I don't know anything about cigars. But smoke them if you got them, if you enjoy them. I don't mind the way they smell. I tried a cigar once and I was like, no, this is never going to happen. Never going to happen for me. Here's Ray. Oh, okay. I got it. Ray. I'm assuming this is without moisturizer. Without moisturizer. And with moisturizer. Yeah, look at your skin, man. Your skin looks great. You got the big Fu Manchu. Look at that. Don't get curly horny with that, because it could happen. Look at that. Yeah, your skin looks great, and you're out at sea all the time. And I love your knit cap. It's only gorgeous, as you are, Ray. Whatever happened to Ray? This is from Andrew. Morgana wants me to go to bed. Oh yeah, I love that look when they give you like, "Are you going to stay up all night?" Laverne would jump up on the desk and just stare at me like, "When are we going to go to sleep?" Because she just wanted to go conk out. She ate it. She was all feeded out. Look at you, you beautiful lady. Oh, look at those wide eyes. How can you resist that? You can't. It's not possible. Oh, oh, we love Morgana. Thank you so much. Thank you for always sharing her. Cats want me in bed. Morgana got tired of waiting for me and is on. Oh, she got tired. You let her down. Don't let her down. Don't do that. Don't let her down. That's nice. They're all waiting for you. They know where it's comfortable. That's for sure. Oh, she's on the chair thinking, what a dick, right? Oh, beautiful lady. Beautiful lady. I hope you gave her what she wanted. Always respect the cats. Always do that. Wouldn't be right otherwise. Let's get into a little bit of Julian for us. His online gallery, his art show, which we want him to do in London, so we all have an excuse to go to beautiful London. Look at this. I don't know what this is. It's a juxtaposition of angles and windows and roofs. And are we at the top of a stair? I don't know. Oh, that's very cool, Julian. Wow. Oh, is that new building? Is that new? It is, right? Is that the new FBI building or CIA, whatever consulate that we have there? Looks like it. Wow. That is very cool. Yeah, I got to do this because when I'm doing the show, I should just do that. So you guys can see that. Wow, amazing colors, Julian. Amazing. Wait a second. Why is it not moving now? There it goes. Oof. Well, last night I was watching something on TV. That's Battersea. And, the BBC building that we all know, I don't know if this was an old film, but it looked like a modern picture with the BBC building mostly still being there. I thought that the main BBC one was gone. Is it gone? I don't know why this reminded me of that. Obviously, it's nowhere near that. But look how beautiful that is. Battersea. That's one of the most amazing things ever. You gotta be crazy. Gotta have a real need. Best song on the album, Dogs. Amazing shot. Who is this guy? Wow. Wow. Do you just snap these people and keep on walking, or do you have a conversation with them like that guy, Soft White Underbelly, who's really interesting? The London Trocadero. Look at that. Pretty cool. Pretty damn cool. What's going on upstairs? Oh, that's the reflection from the buildings across the street. Wow. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that thing. While we were watching this thing, they were talking about apparently, give my regards to Broad Street, the Paul McCartney movie. There was a very famous theater in it, which has since been demolished, which is very un-London like. And it might not even have been. Maybe it was in Liverpool. I don't even know. I have to be honest with you. I've never watched Give My Regards to Broad Street. It was mostly silly. But this is beautiful, Julian. Wow. Oof. Wow. Wow. Is that a bullet hole? Oh, shit. No, I can't. Is that a sundial? What is going on here? You always have to look at his stuff so deeply to really figure out exactly what's happening. But amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Look at that. Oh, yeah. Look at that. They'll never knock that down. New York has already knocked all those down. We had the Singer building. We had so many beautiful buildings here. And they didn't even make it to 100, because our history is so small. Beautiful buildings. Gorgeous. Julian. The Gallery of Julian. That's my favorite. I have to pick one. That's my favorite because I love Battersea. And look at that. It's ominous. It's so Batman. Beautiful. Thank you, Julian. Thank you so much. It's nothing like a little art to get the blood going. And it's Mart Picture Gallery. Some beautiful Bronson. Oh, look at you, you beautiful beast, you. I love his fur. It's so lion-esque. It's crazy. Those Maine Coons. He's got so many beautiful... Oh, man. Come on. Maybe we'll elect him Pope. Look at him, Bronson. You're so beautiful. Wow. I hope you guys are loving life in your new home. I'm so happy for you guys. So happy for you. And how's that bike working out? Everything fine with it now? He's from Gareth. Good afternoon, Dirk. The first signs of spring on my morning walk and bright lights of Panerai on my evening stroll. Let's have a look. Oh, crocus is everywhere. Yeah, you guys get spring way before we do, even though you're so much further north. Jet streams. Amazing. We don't have any, we're not even close to that yet. It's going to be mid to late March. And Panerai, the loom monster of all loom monsters. There is no loom. There ain't no loom like a Panerai loom. I mean, that is a particular, I love this one the most because of, it doesn't have the big cage. The big cage is just, I think it's just too much. If you got a gigantic wrist and you can pull it off, great, but that's the one you want. I love this one. Look at that. That is amazing. Thanks, Gareth. Thank you so much. So great. So great. Then we've got Melly C. Gucci Rush, Explorer 36. As promised, here's a picture of Andy M's Gucci Rush for men with our Rolex Explorer 36 and 39 mils. These were our wedding watches, as didn't exchange rings on the day. Well, good for you. You exchanged Rolexes. Purchased from Bramley's. Watches here in the UK. Small business, honest people who have become friends. Oh, this is a great little... Ooh, I'm jealousies. Oh, man, look at that. Okay, so this is... so. Oh, look at that. That's amazing. That's so amazing. Gucci Rush. That was a Tom Ford fragrance for Gucci, and it was very popular. And then when he left the company, they pulled it. Gucci Rush for men, I don't know if it was popular, but it was really super peppery and so masculine and good, but women could wear it too. And they had like the Gucci Rush was kind of like in a pinkish red camera with a center. It was plastic. It was super plasticky. Now the white one is steel. That white is steel on both sides, but there's like a plastic. You can see the juice inside, kind of through the sides. And they were great fragrances. I absolutely love Gucci Rush for Men. It was one of my favorite fragrances. And yeah, they just discontinued everything. And of course, paired with some Explorers, not so shabby. Beautiful. Let me ask you a question about your rushes, Melly C. Did you buy these new? So like both of these fragrances have been out of commission since the noughties, since probably 2004 or 5. They did not last. After he left, they were gone. And Rush was the precursor to Flower Bomb, but way better, way more demure and beautiful and very fresh. Now, Gucci Rush in the red bottle, that is strictly for women. Men cannot wear that. But I think that the Gucci Rush for men, I think women could wear it. Because it's citrusy and peppery. It's beautiful fragrance. I loved it. I loved all the stuff he came up with when he was there. Look at this lady. Hello, honey. She's in her sea of purple towels. Beautiful. Oh, cutie pie. Oh, and there's more. Getting some sunshine. Beautiful. Hey, baby doll. Oh, look at you. You're a baby. I love when they love the sunshine. So great. It's the best part of the day. What are you doing? You dangerous lady, you. So beautiful. Wow. Oh, she's having a snooze. Oh, you snooze away, baby. You had a rough day. Oh, look at the two of them out like lights. Oh, so pretty. It's the Mork and Mindy show. Oh, thank you. Great shots. Thank you for those today. You said you bought them new in 2009. Yeah, I don't know when they were just getting, I guess they were able to hold on to them for a while. And where did you get it? Did you get it in Harrods? Where did you get that? Because I remember, because I wore Gucci Rush and it went. And there was no way to get it. I couldn't even find it on, I mean, I guess you could find it now. It's probably super crazy expensive, I would imagine. And then Ray, this picture, the last one he sent to me, which is what we started with. Just text, no need to knock and get the dogs involved. No need at all. Don't do it. That, my friends, is the Gallery of Bashtards.
The Gallery of Bashtards. Send me the shots, the sublime, the absurd. The Gallery of Bashtards. You share them with me, and I share with the world.
Let's catch up on what we missed during the Gallery of Bastards. Andy M says, last time I shaved after 10 years and was horrified at the old bloke looking bad. You don't look anywhere near as old as you think. Yeah. Sharon said, wait, you're shaving off your beard? I am. I'm going to get rid of it. Just I've had it for, like, I shaved it off last year for a little while because it's getting nice out and I'm on this diet. So I just want to, I mean, one of the main reasons why I grow it out is because I know I'm going to gain weight during the winter. And that's how it goes. Jocelyn Bittenbender says, beautiful green eyes, talking about Our Lady Kay. Of course, Kay is looking beautiful. That's because of the love and care she gets. The rescuers, the Drew Bees and his beautiful wife and his son. They took care of this beautiful beast. They took her in. And I can't think of anything more beautiful than that. Kay is clearly Toowoomba cool. Frostbite from her coolness. She's so beautiful. Well, we're all mad for her now. Toowoomba. I just finished my smoke and shut it down and went to bed a few minutes later. Okay, don't leave her waiting that long. Melly C says, I think it's the Monument in London. Oh, there you go. Okay. Good to know. Dean says, Drew B, you dug out a beige suit to match the beige moon pig watch. Moon pig. Mart says, great picks as usual, Julian. Of course. Drew B's talking to Dean. He says, but now you got me thinking. I don't know what to do with I don't know what to pair with Saturn. I say get a cream seersucker suit. Cream and white. They sell those. They're pretty cool. And it's great for summer. Seersucker is so comfortable. Sharon says, still 9 feet of snow on my 9 feet of snow. Oh my God. Andrew says, Sharon, I have 5 to 6, depending on how the wind blows. You Canadians, my God. Andy M wants to know if Bronson's a film star yet. He's already YouTube famous. He needs an agent and a manager. Great watch shot. Yeah, that's pretty great, especially with those fragrances. Dean says, Drew B, you have time. Find out and watch Fashion Police. I picked that watch out because beige is a terrible color. Well, beige is beige. Food looks terrible in beige. Beige, beige, beige. Does anything look good in beige? Skin looks good in beige, right? Can, if you have nice beige skin. Bought them new in 2009. Yeah, where did you get them, though? Very cool. Very cool, Melly. See, that's a great shot. Your Twin Explorers. Very, very cool. Nice Explorer. That's the next one coming for me in 40 millimeters. 36 too small, probably at the end of the year. Nice. Who doesn't love an Explorer? Sharon loves that, Melly. Andrew says, I love when the cats are comfortable enough to relax and sleep around me. Yeah, it's the best. It really is. Oh, you bought them at Sydney. The ladies' Gucci gift was a leaving gift from my team in Oz. Oh, that's so sweet that they did that. Wow. That's amazing. Dean says, half shave, Dirk. You still have what does that mean? The goatee? Oh, the goatee. No. I got rid of it. I did. Last summer I did. I got rid of it completely, like June. Right? Didn't I? I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I got rid of it. I had the goatee for a while, and then I did the Fu Manchu, and then I grew the beard back. But no, I'm going to get rid of the whole thing. Why not? It grows back. I can grow a beard in like 2 weeks. Not even. It's easy. It's not a problem. If I look horrible, I'll just grow it back. Sharon, I'd gladly cut your lawn, snow and all. Oh God, Ray. Nope. Mart says, my e-bike is going great. I recommend them. Yeah, they're fun. They're super fun. Amazing stuff. Guys, thanks so much. What a great Sunday Mass. Thank you all so much for joining us on this beautiful Sunday. As always, we're probably doing Fashion Police tomorrow, I would imagine. I always find out about an hour or two before, make sure everybody's schedule is working. It's possible. Back on Tuesday at 5 p.m. for a Speedy Tuesday. And thank you all for joining me on this beautiful Sunday. It was great to have everybody here. I'm just so thrilled. It's such a great thing. It's such a great part of my weekend. Saturday's a weird day where I don't come online. I don't talk to any of you guys, and it's kind of addicting. You kind of feel kind of like lost and like lonely. Where is everybody? But I did clean my studio out, which was a really, really good thing. So thanks, everybody. A great show. Go in peace to love and serve the Bash. You guys absolutely rule the world. Thank you so much. And if you remember to hold the door open, remember to say please and thank you. And if you meet somebody who's not so nice, give them the benefit of the doubt, because you never know. We don't say it on Sunday, but you don't know what they're going through. Give them a little slack, because they deserve it. Bash out until Tuesday. Thanks, you guys.